said, if this keeps up, I won't hesitate to object to your protected status. After all, red tape is my specialty. Thank you for bringing Gertie to us, I said. Secure your fences so it doesn't happen again. You're lucky it was only the goat this time. She pivoted on her heel and marched away, along the bridge, across the moat, and back to the Chevy Impala that she likely had parked beyond the entrance gate. I shut the door and looked at Gertie. What do you have to say for yourself? Bleat, the goat said. I'll take her outside, I said. Elizabeth, would you please call Max and ask him to check the perimeter for the broken fence? I guided Gertie through the house to another door that led straight into the backyard. I unhooked the leash and gave her back a playful swat. No more mischief, please. The goat trotted forward and joined a few of the other animals that lingered lakeside. Mrs. Diamond wasn't kidding. It would only take one so-called vicious animal to escape, and our status as a sanctuary for animals would be at risk. Little did anyone in town know that these animals were mostly former familiars, animals that had once been attached to a witch, but for a variety of reasons were now free agents with nowhere to go. People mainly associate cats with witches, but the truth is far different. Our sanctuary included cats, of course, but also a goat, a variety of birds, a ferret, a raccoon, and even an alligator, for which the moat came in handy. Like those that boarded Noah's Ark, their goal was survival. The animals arrived through a network of people similar to the way rescue shelters operated, an underground railroad for magical creatures, if you will. I shaded my eyes and glanced at the lake where a black swan cut across the center. Bella was a gorgeous creature, and she knew it. Thanks to an identification spell, I knew that her witch had died in an unfortunate accident. After she tried to bite one too many people, she found her way to our sanctuary to live out her days gliding across the lake, unless she became a lucky second familiar. But they were few and far between. I turned back to the house and, not for the first time, was struck by its grand appearance. At nearly 19,000 square feet, the Gothic meets fairy tale structure was a sight to behold. A gated entry, stained glass windows, arched doorways, 2 verandas, a widow's walk. 6 spires erupted from the building like rockets launching into space. The tallest tower was 126 feet high. I only knew because my son decided to measure it when he was 11. Deacon was worse than Grace when it came to raising my blood pressure. Nobody knows exactly when the castle-like house, known as Dark Hollow, was originally built. Technically, Dark Hollow encompasses the entire estate, not simply the house. Throughout the years, however, Fairfield witches have used Dark Hollow to refer to the house itself. After all, an enchanted house requires a name as much as those who inhabit it. Some claim the house was built by a robber baron in the late 19th century to show off his newfound wealth, but others argue the building predates names like Rockefeller, Ford, Carnegie, and Vanderbilt. There are no public records of the structure. The truth, however, would be too difficult for most people to handle. The truth about the enchanted house, about the sanctuary animals, about my family. All of it. The door swung open as I approached, and I re-entered the house to find Elizabeth hovering inside. She appeared to be waiting for me. "We have a visitor," she whispered. I frowned. Mrs. Diamond wasn't satisfied with my response? My sister's face grew solemn. Not Mrs. Diamond. I entered the front hall to satisfy my curiosity. A recognizable figure stood beside the grandmother clock. He looked remarkably the same for a man I hadn't seen in the better part of a decade. His hair was fully silver now, and his guts slightly rounded.